but like we could.
No, but I can also bring lunch here.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
So we have math lunch here.
Yes.
Okay, so let's start for this last talk for this afternoon. So it's a pleasure to announce Zheng Zhu from Beihang University, and he will talk us about local Sobolev-Poincare embeddings domain.
Okay, thanks for introduction. And of course, thanks to the organizers for giving a chance to get together to communicate. And this is a joint work with my colleague Tian Liang in Beihang University. Okay, let's start. I mean that from results for Sobolev and Gagliardo and Nielberg, we know that for sufficiently nice domain, for example, smooth domains on balls, or simply unit ball, that we know that following Sobolev-Poincare inequality holds for every Sobolev function W1P for P larger or equal to 1, strictly less than n. And here that the P star is Sobolev dual, and U omega is the integral average of U on the domain omega. Okay, and when P equal to n, by result from Schrödinger, we know that on sufficient nice domain omega, and for every W1n function, the following Schrödinger's equality holds. And this tells us that the W1 for sufficient nice domains, W1n can be bounded embedded into BMO space. And for the case P larger than n, we know that that on nice domains that the Sobolev functions are Horders continuous, and this is a famous Morris inequality. Okay, then the natural question raised. For one can ask for what kind of domains omega this three kind of inequality will hold. Of course, these three inequality are optimal, and even for the balls you can find a better inequality for learn. And we call domains Sobolev-Poincare embedding domain for order P if one of the corresponding inequality holds. A natural question is to study what kind of domains the corresponding inequality holds. And the first relative result is from Biaski, and who was from here, proved that every joint domains are Sobolev-Poincare embedding domain for every P strictly less than n. And here's a definition for joint domain. We say that bounded domains with a distinguished point is called a joint domain if there exists a constant C, and which means that for every arbitrary point x, it can be contained to a distinguished point x0 with a twins core condition. Okay, later, Barkley and Koskela proved that a bounded domain with a slash condition. The slash condition and which satisfies Sobolev-Poincare embedding domains must also be joint, and who established the converse direction. And here that the slash condition is just some connecting assumption for the domains. I think it's a technical assumption for the proof, and since it is quite technical, and I did not give a precise proof here. And let's mention that many domains, including bounded simply connected domains and uniform domains. Later I will give a definition for uniform domains. And quasi-conform images of uniform domains satisfies slash condition. Okay, then for P equal to n, that Barkley and Koskela also proved in the same paper in 1996, also proved that a bounded domain with a slash condition satisfies Sobolev-Poincare embedding for order n must be if and only if, it's a sharp result. It should be if and only if it is a weak colored domain. And we say a domain is called a weak colored domain if there exists a distinguished point x0, and with this distinguished point, the following quasi-hyperbolic boundary condition holds. And this inequality 4 is also famous as the quasi-hyperbolic boundary condition. And I'm so sorry. This is both sharp results, if and only if. I'm maybe too hurried to make the slices. And Barkley and Koskela also proved that the bounded domain with slash condition, which satisfies the Sobolev-Poincare embedding for order P for P larger than n, must be a weak alpha Sega domain. And here I give the alpha Sega domain, which is that a bounded domain is called a weak alpha Sega domain for if the following bound. This is similar. Value close alpha, maybe it's called alpha quasi-hyperbolic boundary condition holds. Okay, let's say that we say that, let's give a definition. We say that the bounded domain is a local Sobolev-Poincare embedding domain of all the P. If the above inequalities, the integral average can be replaced by the ball intersection with a domain. Let's say that for P less than n minus 1, the following, if a domain is called a local Sobolev-Poincare embedding domain of all the P for P less than n, if the following inequality holds for with the omega intersection B x0 r, and here on the left hand is the integral average mustn't be larger than mustn't be a larger ball a little bit. And similarly for P equal to n, for P equal to n, it mustn't be an intersection of the ball. And for P larger than it is similar. Okay, and it is easy to say a local Sobolev-Poincare embedding domain mustn't be also a global one. Since that we can here we can take the radius of the ball large enough to contain a full domain. But the converse is not sure. For the simplest example is like a slit disk, which means like a unit disk with a radius removed, and this is a joint domain. You can choose like a distinguish point x0 b here, and it is easy to check it's a joint domain, but it cannot be a locally Sobolev-Poincare. So it mustn't be a global Sobolev-Poincare embedding domain for all the P. For P is less than n, but it cannot be a local Sobolev-Poincare embedding. Let's take a ball here with a center here and the intersection with a ball, and here we can take a constant 1 here and a 0 below the radius, and it is easy to see that the derivative of this constant of this function must not be 0 everywhere. So that the Sobolev energy must not be 0. So it cannot. So this Sobolev function cannot be embedded into any. Cannot suppose one of any these three conditions. So it cannot be a local Sobolev-Poincare embedding domain for P strictly less than n. Okay, but for P larger than n, one can show that a local Sobolev-Poincare embedding domain coincides with a global Sobolev-Poincare embedding domain. And what we proved is that if omega is a local Sobolev-Poincare embedding domain of all the P for P larger than n, if and only if it is a weak alpha sigma domain. And the essential key point is that it's just a simple observation from Barclay and Koskela that for weak alpha sigma domain, it must not be quasi-convex, and one can choose a quasi-convex geodesic to satisfy this inequality. So then that's the only story for P larger than n. So there's not so much meat in this result. And let's give a definition for uniform domain. We see that.
Can you show the statement of the result because it was so quick? It's not possible.
Okay, sorry. Yeah. Okay, so let's go to the definition for uniform domain. We say that a bounded domain is a uniform domain if for arbitrary pair of points x, y, there exists a reactivity of points joining them, and this is the length of these points is controlled from above by the distance from these 2 points, and for every point in this length, the distance from this point to the boundary is less or equal to c, to the length of from the endpoint to the minimum of length from one of the endpoints to this point. Sorry, I'm lazy to draw a picture, so maybe most people should be familiar with it. And one can say that the uniform domain mustn't be a joint domain, but the converse is not correct. The typical example is here. Okay, and for P less than or equal to n, larger than or equal to 1, what we have is that omega is a bounded domain and satisfies the select condition. Then it has a local Sobolev-Poincare embedding domain for all the P, if and only if it is a uniform domain. And the essential point here, the observation here is that for with chalk. The essential observation here is that for x equal to omega and r, and for there exists a lambda larger than 1, such that there exists This is our domain omega. Now it is a uniform domain, and it intersects with the ball bxr, bx0r. And we enlarge this ball by the radius lambda r. And one can prove that there always exists a joint domain omega r intersects contained in the intersection of bx0 lambda r intersection omega, but it contains the bx0 r intersection omega, and which means that locally the uniform domain locally you can consider it as a joint domain, because for every ball intersection the uniform domain it is contained in a joint domain, but this joint domain is contained in a large ball intersects with this uniform domain, and this is a essential key observation in the proof of this theorem. Okay, let's. I'm so sorry, maybe I'm too fast.
Any question? Can you maybe, if possible, give a picture of a domain which is not a weak alpha sigma?
Alpha sigma. I think maybe some cusp domains, some cusp domains. Maybe it's you can give maybe a very sharp cusp, which is cannot satisfy any inequality with this. For example, you can here the cusp function can be something like phi t to be some very large one, 1 over exponential 1 over t. Which means it's very sharp.
More than polynomial.
Yeah, more than polynomial. Yeah.
Any questions? Okay, if not, thanks.
Is this paper already in the
Potential analysis.
I don't.
This is some simple. Of course, maybe I'm asking too fast. I mean,
We don't have much time.
I'm so sorry.
So can you send me the slides? The slides. Can you send me the slides?
I can send you paper.
Yeah. I can find the paper. But can you send me the slides?
Yeah, I will change some tables. For example, if I
Going.